Hi, my name is Nicole, and I'm interviewing Miss Apshire for my blog entry 3 for Quinn 4361. Thank you for taking the time out to sit with me and talk to me about your class and how the process goes. I just have a couple of questions for you today. It's going to take about 5 minutes of your time.
Okay.
The first question I have today is, what type of English language learners do you have in your class?
I teach intermediate
Mhm.
English language learners. So they're past beginner, but not quite. Some of them are close to advanced. Some of them are just past beginner. So intermediate is a swath of language learning that is really wide. So I have um,
A variety of
language learners
students.
with really different abilities with their language right now.
Okay. And what positive factors influence your students' English language development?
Exposure to language, so getting as much building context for what they already know and exposing them to the vocabulary and language for that. So lots of reading, lots of listening, lots of practice for their writing and speaking, interactions with each other, like getting to practice language as much as they can, are all things that positively influence their language development.
What are some challenges you find with your English language learners students that they face today in your class?
Um, Sometimes there's a challenge of motivation, like they can, especially the ones that probably don't have a natural like knack for language. Like there are all sorts of um, learning styles, and the ones that have a really verbal learning style tend to pick up language quicker. And so for the ones who aren't necessarily as naturally talented and it requires work, like they can all learn the language, but for the ones who have to work harder for it, they can get discouraged and frustrated more quickly. So that's a challenge. The meeting the different needs of all the different kinds of learners can be a challenge for me, and then when it's challenging for me, that's more of a challenge for them. So
What are how does linguistics help you address language related issues that arise in your classroom?
linguistics, like, well, teaching about syntax and grammar is a way to have context clues for vocabulary acquisition. So, um, I mean, linguistics is super important.
Okay. How do you feel about the policies for the state of Texas and how they benefit students who are learning English as a second language?
Benefit? Well, I think there are some expectations and policies that aren't a benefit at all. So the state of Texas expects students to gain a level of English each year. So from beginner to intermediate to advanced high in the Texas perfect world should take 4 years or less, and that does not match up with what research would show how language development works when you're learning in your second language. So it will take some of them more than 1 year to get to the next level of development, and that's natural. I think the research shows that it's 7 years of learning a language before you're academically proficient in that language. And so some of the expectations feel a little bit ridiculous. At the same time, the state of Texas would set up the curriculum where students are expected to learn content and language at the same time. And there are some people who might think that that's not possible, but it is. So it's good that that's the policy. They can get grade level content and language development at the same time when it's taught properly.
Okay. And what are some of the techniques and assessments that you do in the class to help build their English language learning?
So, well, there's formative assessment and summative assessment. There is a lot of summative assessment in the class. I mean, in preparation for both their TELPAS and their STAR testing, their state exams, the school district benchmarks all of those, both of those things twice before they even get to the state test. So both of those, that would be both. My daughter was okay. That's both summative and formative at the same time. Like the benchmarks are used to find weaknesses in preparation for their STAR test, but then I do daily like formative assessments, like write a summary of something you just read so that I can make sure that they're understanding it, or just going around the room and pointing to the words that you don't know so that I have an idea about how difficult their reading is at the moment. I mean, that's all sorts of things.
What do you see English language learning development in 10 years?
Well, education as a system moves slowly, and English language learning isn't like I guess a lot of people who it's tough to get people interested in teaching in the first place. And then once people are interested in teaching, I think some people can be intimidated by the idea of teaching language learners. So without serious without a serious campaign to attract people to come and stay in that profession, I'm not sure it will change very much as the progression of education in the system is slow overall. Like I don't feel any like big push to support education right now in our political climate, of course. So and honestly, like with a lot of xenophobia in the United States today, I'm not sure the current political powers that be are interested in English language learning. So I'm not sure what it will look like in 10 years. But there will always be people who want to help people. So I mean, I'm not sure the status quo is all that terrible. Okay. So I mean, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, and thank you.
Trying to be tactful.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out to sit with me and answer a few questions. And this is Nicole signing out for my Cuin 4361 blog entry number 3. You have a great day.